Hello, my name is Charlie Bushelon, and I'm a UGA graduate with a bachelor's degree in Anthropology. My goal is to work a job with PBA 30, a public broadcasting station, so I can increase awareness of diversity among station viewers. In this video, I will be interviewing a couple of people of different backgrounds to create an informational report about code switching. I will define code switching later in the video, but the questions and answers should provide further detail. I will be interviewing Anna Knittel, Danny Morales, and John Patterson. Hopefully, at the end of the video, you guys will have a better understanding of code switching and how it affects us. So if you guys don't mind, let's get right into it. Do you know what code switching is?
I do not know.
I have an idea of what it is.
I don't actually.
Yeah, code switching is when somebody alternates how they communicate based on who they are having a conversation with. You may do this when you talk to your parents and friends or when you switch between any type of audience.
And then you switch parties to somebody else, and then you kind of adjust yourself around who's listening. You kind of switch to a different mode of speaking.
Could you tell me a little bit about your background? How you grew up?
Yeah, so I was born in Kansas, moved to Michigan, grew up in Michigan until I was there till I was 10, and then moved to Georgia, and I've been here since then.
I came from Mexico. Well, I was born in Mexico and also lived there for 5 years. Ever since I came here, lived in Georgia for the rest. I'm 20 now, so 15 years.
I grew up in majority, I guess I would say, middle class neighborhoods most of the time. A bunch of suburbanite friends. I went to nice high school, nice middle school, nice elementary school, and now I go to a nice college. So I've been pretty fortunate.
When you change talking to people, do you think, does that, how much does your background affect you when you, change talking from person to person?
If I were to talk to mainly my family, I'd be as polite as, I guess, I wouldn't use any slur language or anything like that unless it's in a comedic way and it's comfortable to do that. And I always have to test the waters with that kind of stuff. But when I'm with friends, I kind of just say what I want to say. The filter is a lot thinner.
I feel like Mexican culture, it's a little different, more with family. I feel like we communicate a little more. I've seen American families hang out with them, and they interact a little different. Other than that, just language, which is obviously Spanish and English. Yeah.
Family in Mexico.
I think that when I talk to my aunts in Mexico, it's more friendly instead of more
formal.
Yeah, it's not super formal in Michigan either, but I feel in Mexico,
there's
my
another
aunts
layer
are,
of what you can talk about.
Yeah,
or,
my
how
aunts are.
free you feel to talk. Yeah.
They seem more like friends.
Are there any situations that you have thought of that you code switch in? Personally?
Oh yeah, totally. When I was at first joining a fraternity, I would be much more calm in terms of my animation of talking. I'd be much more just lax and I guess chill, I guess you would say.
Yeah, if you're hanging out with a friend, in high school at least, if I was hanging out with a friend and then their parents come downstairs or something and sit with us in the kitchen talking to us, you kind of change your tone. You don't talk to your friend the same way you talk to your friend's parents.
What's the biggest difference in between these moments?
You have to be more polite and you try to not say or as much and try to be more focused and pay attention better.
Why do you think that is?
Just to go off what I believe is more widely accepted in that space.
Why do you think you do this?
Out of respect, because they're older.
Do you think this is something that you've always done, or you kind of grew up to some point where you noticed the difference between code switching and not code switching?
I think that probably started when you become more aware of yourself, maybe when you're 15 or 14 or something, because before that you don't really code switch a lot, I feel like.
I mean, I did feel different just hanging out with, because I was kind of raised in a kind of shy area where I didn't really have many outgoing friends, and then or family members, and then going out from that, not a huge difference, but you could tell that it was different to adapt to those people, like different, not my family, but other families that I'm really close to now. It was hard for me to adapt to them or just how they communicated.
I think when I was younger, I definitely varied my sort of speaking connotations a lot more when I was a younger kid, because I was much more centralized on the idea of being, cool as much as I could, like being in middle school or like even early high school, I would definitely vary the way I would talk around different people. But that has declined more and more as I'm getting older.
Well, thank you,
I can
Danny.
definitely see that.
Thank you, Danny, for the
Yes.
interview. I really appreciate it. You want to sign off with anything?